out of Badger, Minnesota, the 111 sled. The 965 Austin Graber out of Clear Lake, Minnesota. 33T at Tyler Foster from Fairgrove, Michigan. And Brad Kolchak out of Bedford, Wisconsin on the 257. The 85X at Tavish Perry out of Eagle River, Wisconsin. And Jonas Gust from Strathcona, Minnesota on the 71. So that's heat race number 1 of 3. 5 laps of distance. Top 5 advanced again to that semi-feature events.
Sometimes I wish to ride away. Sometimes I want to ride away.
So stacked up and lined up, getting ready to cut them loose. Jonathan Proctor, the Pabst Blue Ribbon 686 sled, sitting out there on the outside, the 257 to his extreme outside. That's Brad Kolchak. Lined up as well. So we get set to go. The 965 has been pretty dominant in this, or one to watch for Austin Graber, the Clear Lake, Minnesota runner in that purple 965 sled. Whole shot. That may be a jump start. See if we call that one back. 85X was quick on the trigger out there for Tavish Perry. Red flag coming out, and that will be a restart with Tavish going back. So he shot out there just a tick too quick for the Eagle River, Wisconsin racer. So back to the cone. So you see that orange cone actually got knocked over whenever they plowed it the last time, but it's sitting down here in the infield just before the entrance into the Ultimax Performance Belts by Timken Winter Circle. So we'll send an official down there to get that thing stood back up again. So it is the original one that baits him in there. That's the 85X. Tavish Perry will be going back to row number 2. There's that orange cone I was talking about. Everybody else lines back up again here at the bunker, and we get set to cut them loose. We tried for the second time. Track is clear. Whoop. Proctor just inched forward a little bit. He was trying to judge it. 33T, though, is going to get the whole shot for Tyler Foster. Although he will get passed by the wayside. Foster down the inside. Or not. He's going to hang on to it. Got a good drive onto the back straightaway. I thought for sure you're going to see one sling around the outside out of that 257 sled. Brad Kolchak. Kolchak, though, finds himself up high. Here comes the 965, and we're 3 wide. Good look through the middle for the 965 of Graber. He's trying to take over the top spot. It's going to keep company with the 257 up on that smooth ice. Nope, too far around. Had to get out of the throttle, and that will put Graber onto the point. As Austin charges down into turn number 3. Slides that baby around. Boy, that's a good handling sled. Riding it well. So he's got himself out onto point. 33T shuffle back into the number 3 spot. Proctor, the 686, runs 4th. Klinger rounds out those top 5. It's a good battle taking place back in the field. Number 9 at Klinger's under attack. Tanner Foss had to look down low on the 111 sled. Couldn't make it happen. Boy, he runs her deep into the corner. Look out, almost got that thing high-sided. Wrestles it back down onto the ice. Meanwhile, your race leader out front. Green flag held high. 2 to go that time by. Will be white flag the next time. Out of turn number 4 for the 965 of Austin. So watching Foss. He's the one putting pressure on the 9 at Klinger. Dane so far able to hold him off. That low line trying to force Foss out wide. So here comes a move on the 686. Proctor goes a spot down. Klinger moves into P4. Zakosh will be shown coming out turn number 2. We lost one to 71. Again shuts down. Jonas Gust has been struggling with that sled this weekend so far. Meanwhile, out front, here comes the checkered flag, and Austin's going to pick up another win. Heat race number 1. Top 5 to advance. 5th in the hands of the 111 sled. Tanner Foss able to get around Proctor, and the 686 will not advance out of this heat race into the semifinals. So your 5 drivers moving on. Austin Graber, Brad Kolchak, Tyler Foster, Dane Klinger, and Tanner Foss all move into the semifinal for F500. So Wall Brothers Racing F500 continues with heat race number 2 of 3 and race number 12 on the day. Cameron Spencer out of Flushing, Michigan, to number 22 sled. That's 02X, a Michael Favorite out of Eagle River, Wisconsin. Strathcona, Minnesota racer Kendra Westland on the 113 to 48X. A Rich Mork out of Eagle River. Nick Kurth from Wausau, Wisconsin, where the USSA Pro Star Series is running next weekend. He's on the 98. The number 3, Danny Lambert out of Sorrel Tracy, Quebec, Canada. Merrill, Wisconsin racer Marcus Catlin on the 50. And then Calvin Iverson from Elva, Wisconsin. No, it's Aleva. Aleva, Wisconsin. I've been mispronouncing it, and I apologize. Aleva, Wisconsin, the 27X. Somebody told me that last night after the racing was over, naturally, not before. And I told him I'd remember it, and I almost forgot. Aleva, Wisconsin. Calvin Iverson, the 27X, coming out here in heat race number 2 of 3. Paddock area, so he will be put back on row number 2. So they were told in the driver's meeting there's no hole shots at the Woody's Traction Control paddock area. And he did a hole shot in the Woody's Traction Control paddock area. So 27X also getting a receiver check. So they are calling for a receiver check for the 27X. Okay, there's our receiver check. We got it. So he's listening. So 27X has to go to the second row because he pulled a hole shot at the Woody's Traction Control paddock area. So they were told in the driver's meeting you can't pull a hole shot on the back chute, and unfortunately Calvin did that. So the Aleva, Wisconsin racer gets sent back to row number 2. See, I'm practicing my Aleva, Wisconsin. Hey, if you hear me mispronouncing something, don't be afraid to let me know. As long as you're 100% sure. Good hole shot, though, for Rich Mork, though. Mork's going to be the first one down into the corner, 48X. A little bit high on the racetrack. He's going to give up some real estate, but, boy, he was good off the starting line. That's going to be the 98 of Nick Kurth moving into P1. Kurth going to catch company. He's down on the inside. Comes the number 3 of Danny Lambert. It's Lambert changing up sleds on. A little different look for the Sorrel Tracy Quebecian. He moves into P2 and follows in hot pursuit of your race leader down the corner. Kurth onto the back chute for the number 98. Kendra Westland snuck her way into third there on a 113 sled. As you can see her ponytail flapping in the wind as she heads down into turn number 3. And she'll try to run down that P2 spot. So the Purple Polaris, the 02X, and Michael Favorite rounds out those top 4. Catlin currently on the bump spot, taking the top 5 to the next round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As they race out turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Iverson's one spot out looking in. Needs a position. He wishes to advance into the semifinal event. Green flag still held high. A couple laps to get the job done. And he can see the 50 sled. Can he get to Marcus? Needs to find a quick line. Unfortunately, chatters down into turn number 1. He's not able to run off real estate on the number 50 sled that time. Challenge up front. Could be coming for that top spot before it's all said and done. The Polaris out on the point for the 98 of Kurth is about to catch company from Lambert as Danik has run him down. Squeaks up to the inside for the number 3 sled out. Turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. White flag is held high. Again, looking for 5 to advance, and Iverson just not able to run down the 50 of Marcus. So here comes the checkered flag. This one goes into the books. Kurth's going to pick up the win. Lambert's going to go second. Third back behind Kendra Westland. Fourth is Favorite. And then Marcus Catlin rounds out those top 5s. That's race number 12 complete. He raced number 2 of 3 for the F500. So heat race number 3 getting set to roll out here. Third heat race going to be 5 laps as well. And again, looking for the top 5 to advance to the semi. We should have 7 sleds. Colton Newalney out of Medford, Wisconsin, to number 34. The 221, Reed Klinger out of Athens, Wisconsin. Gettsville, Michigan racer, Cale Masig on the 26. The 51 of Zach Onson out of Weston, Wisconsin. Sheboygan, Michigan racer, Sean Pastula on the 02. The 99 of Connor Bauman out of Mosinee, Wisconsin. And then Wausau, Wisconsin racer, Colton Abraham on the 22A coming out in heat race number 3. 500 making her way down here for race number 3 of 3. Race number 13 on today, and there's that beautiful 221 sled of Reed Klinger. It has a lot of metal flake in it. It looks like a bass boat out there, and I love bass boats. It's a lure. It's bait. It's awesome. It's getting ready to cut it loose here on the ice oval. Masig sitting on the outside, the number 26 sled. Kale lined up, ready to rock and roll. And again, top 5 will advance into the semis. 5 laps of distance. Ooh, slip of the grip across the board there. 51 got a good hole shot from the middle of the racetrack for Zach Onson. Is not going to be the first one coming out of the corner, however. It's the first one getting down in there, falls back into the number 3 spot for now. Meanwhile, out front, it's going to be Cale Masig from the outside line on the 26, picking up the point. And here comes the 221 we were talking about. Reed Klinger, I think that's faster in the sunlight. 3 wide back in the field. Again, looking for 5 to advance out of this one. 7 sleds on the ice. 2 sleds will not make the calls. Here comes the run out wide for the 22A, Colton Abraham. Trying to race his way into a transfer spot. Is up front. Challenge for your race lead. Look at this battle coming out. Turn number 4 and around the outside goes the 221. Klinger scored first on the field. Not out of the woods just yet. Masig down on the inside. They almost get together as a 22A of Colton Abraham watches on from back in the number 4 spot. 5th is still in contention as well as they roll on to the front straightaway. Klinger on the point is watching. That's 0-2. Sean Pastula right now holds the final transfer spot down into turn number 1 and 2 with 2 sleds in pursuit. Onson and Bauman back behind. Battle for 3rd down into turn number 3 as here comes Abraham down on the inside. Thought better of it and checked up. Masig slips back on through. 34 sled in New Albany, still holding down 2nd, not able to run down your race leaders. The 0-2 got a little wide coming out of the corner, and Pastula could have company before it's all said and done. Good rotation down on the inside. Back behind that 0-2 sled is Bauman starting to find some speed for the 99. Connor trying to run down that transfer spot. Needs to click it off if he's going to the big dance. Checkered flag is out up front. Not going to get there in time. Reed Klinger is going to pick up the win. Colton Iwani's going to go 2nd. Rick Cale Masig will finish out 3rd. Colton Abraham 4th. And Sean Pastula, the 0-2, rounds out the 5 transfer sleds in heat race number 3, race number 13. Pro Light entries getting ready to roll out here. He raced number 1 for the Northern Parts and Recreation Pro Light. It's going to be 5 laps of distance for Pro Light. Heat race action coming out, race number 14 on today. Heat race, we should see Kendra Westland out of Strathcona, Minnesota on the 113 sled. The 31 of Will Garceau out of Francis Creek, Wisconsin. Mark Donahue out of Marcy, New York in the 88. The 29 Ashton Christensen out of Luck, Wisconsin. 111's Tanner Foss out of Badger, Minnesota. Maple Park, Illinois racer Brent Miller on to 311. And Ryder Riddell out of Lodi, Wisconsin on to number 4. So 7 sleds, heat race number 1 for Pro Lights. And then the dust cloud. It was a vicious hit into the bales up there. But watching, he's back in the P3 spot. And just never turned. It looked like he was trying to pull it. He was trying to turn, but for some reason that sled did not turn. He ended up pulling it over. I don't know if something broke. Boy, it happened quick. That sled barrel rolling down into the bales. Unfortunately, he stayed away from it. That could have been much, much worse. So a little cleanup taking place down there in turn number 4. We'll get back to the racing action in just a few. Got 1 lap scored in the books. 4 laps remain here in the Northern Parts and Recreation Pro Light.
Same time.
So again, we did score a lap into the books, so 4 laps remain on this. This is your Northern Parts and Recreation Pro Light. We continue on. Track is clear. Staggered start coming our way. The 111 sled out front, Tanner Foss. Starting in at number 2 spot, the number 29 sled of Ashton Christensen. The 311 of Brent Miller back behind, and the 113 of Kendra Westland. So 4 sled shootout here in this heat race action for Northern Parts and Recreation Pro Light. So we just put the Wall Brothers Racing F500 into books. Good start for Christensen. The 29 sled's good challenge on Foss down into the corner. Be the first one into turn number 1 and 2. Slips up high. Foss lets him go on through and turns it back down low. That was a nice veteran move there out of the 111 sled. The Badger Minnesota racer. Quickly back onto the point. Forced Christensen to try to catch him out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Miller watches on from third. Westland running 4th down into the corner, unable to hang with the top 3 out here during this heat race action. So we'll see if things get tightened up down the corner, but right now looking to dominate this one for Tanner Foss. He's got a nice line coming off the low side out of the corner. Sees the green held high in the air. 2 laps to go. That time by for your race leaders, pulling away from the field. The battle will be for second. Christensen's got it. Brent Miller wants it. He's able to close into turn number 1 and 2, but gives up that distance down the back straightaway. So 311 not quite as quick and lickety split. So here's your white flag coming out. Christensen had a good line that last time. I think we'll run off a little bit of distance on the 111 sled. Down into turn number 1 and 2. It's coming here late in the game, but he might be able to make a move for your race lead. Close, so close. Out of turn number 4 as checkered flag goes up in the air, and it's going to be the 111 of Tanner Foss picking up the win over Ashton Christensen. Brent Miller, Kendra Westland, and then Mark Donahue will be scored 5th on the field in race number 14 on the day. So it takes into race number 15. It's going to be Junior 1 stock coming out. Be their final. So Junior 1 stock should be Alex Newman out of Merrill, Wisconsin on the 412. The 11 of Benjamin Meyer out of Michigami, Michigan. The 626 of Waylon Caprita out of Wausau, Wisconsin. Carson Furyk out of Hessel, Michigan on the 10. The 99 to Levi Lurkey out of Halleck, Minnesota. Oliver Pfister out of Linden Station, Wisconsin is on the 922. The 141 to Jace Barris out of Minocqua, Wisconsin. Eli Hagen out of Hollick, Alberta, Canada on the 115. The 722 Sawyer Pfister out of Linden Station, Wisconsin. The 19 of Jacoby Tolberg out of Hazelhurst, Wisconsin rounds out the field. So race number 15 of 38 on the day. Again, this is your Junior 1 stock final. It's going to be 5 laps the distance. Well, our Junior 1 stock final, unfortunately, the 922 and the 722 of the Pfisters, both a scratch on the field. So it knocks back to 8 sleds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jacoby Toolberg lined up on the outside, that highly visible 19 sled. So we get the 10 pushed back just a little bit too far forward for Feerick. Corpita getting himself locked down into the ice. We are set to go on this Junior 1 stock final. 5 laps the distance. So we're about to cut them loose on the half mile. Look out again, a bump forward for the number 10. We're going to call everybody forward just a little bit to line up. It's Carson Feerick ready and raring to go. It's interesting to watch how relaxed Jacoby is here on the outside. Just one hand on the bars as he waited for him to check with all the drivers. Now locks into it. Whole shot start for the number 412 sled. Was quick to come off the line. And Alex Newman has been a contender this entire weekend so far. Is trying to battle back into the number 1 spot. It's going to give it up, however. It's Benjamin Meyer, that number 11 sled, is going to be P1 with hot pursuit coming out of the 412. It's Newman working just a tick higher down into turn number 3 and 4. Look out, over goes a rider. Red flag coming out as Meyer is upside down for the number 11 sled. Left some debris behind there for the number 11 as he's quickly up. See if he can get that sled rolled back over again. So a little debris left behind there. They picked that up down in turn number 4. So Benjamin taking a look at that number 11 sled, see if he can get it fired back up and maybe rejoin the field. And it did, fired right back up. So go back for a safety check to make sure everything's good on that number 11. But boy, had that inside line and it bit and just kind of flopped him over onto the ice. So sending them back down to turn number 4. So we'll have to do a safety check down here for Meyer.
Once he's clear.
So we did. Unfortunately, did not score a lap into the book, so still 5 laps remain. Be a complete restart. And Benjamin, if he's able to continue on, will go back to row number 2 to fire this one off. Benjamin was coming around here to fire off on the second row. Now turned around and headed back to the Woody's traction control paddock area and maybe heading up in. I was wondering about that. He had something come off the sled and he takes a look down. I believe that sled is broken, so not going to be able to continue on as you see him waiting for the crew members to come down. We'll get him cleared into the Woody's traction control paddock area and we should be able to cut these loose as they get the ski boots on at number 11 and up in safety's way, or out of harm's way in the safety area. Yeah, we're going to have to circle around here. It's taking just a little bit longer than we like back at the Woody's traction control paddock area. It's not off the ice. We're going to send him around here and then restack him up again. So we'll get him back in. Not yet back in the paddock area for some reason. So see him picking up the back of the sled. All righty, got him cleared back into the Woody's traction control paddock area. Bring everybody else down to the Ultimax starting line. Still 5 laps remain. Complete restart happening here for the Junior 1 stock final. Race number 15 on today. Again, that relaxed stance coming out Jacoby. Green flag, not a good hole shot for him. The number 10's off and running, though. Carson Furyk going to hold the line down into turn number 1 and 2 on the inside. Carson working. Chatters up across the racetrack. Falls back into a battle for second. Your race leader out front. Good speed coming out turn number 4 and onto the front straightaway. Your P1 position is in the hands of the 412 sled. It's Alex Newman. Plenty quick out here this weekend. Driving out away from the field, battle for second. Look out, up across the racetrack, pushes the sled. 3 wide for second. Out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway and squirting out of the middle of it. And into the number 2 spot, down into the corner. May not be out of the woods just yet. Still has company on the inside and the outside. As you see the 99 sled working hard there for Levi Lurkey. Lurkey falls back into P3. Second right now in the hands of Waylon Corpita in the 626. So one kind of wrestled his way out of that little cluster of competition that was taking place last time out of turn number 2. Be 2 laps ago. This next time by the flagman down here on the front straightaways. Continue to maintain the pace out front for Newman. Almost a straightaway advantage at this point over the 626 led of Corpita. And that battle for third now is down the inside goes Meyer. Meyer gets set up for the corner. Jams the binders and unfortunately still shoots high. He's off the sled. Red flag coming out. Red flag is out as the 10 high sides for Carson Furyk rather. On to number 10 sled. He's already up walking around taking a look at it. So trying to push it hard down into the corner. It took him up wide, and as he tried to crank that around, it unfortunately high-sided on him and flopped him out onto the ice. So Carson Furyk now hopefully able to continue on. We'll have to restart back at the tail of the field after a pretty decent run going on here in this Junior 1 stock final. So 5 laps were the original distance. 2 laps are scored into books. 3 laps remain once we get reset here on the starting line. .115, get a little rambunctious coming down here. Eli should be back. A little tighter corner down turn number 1 and 2, 3 and 4, a little more wide open, a little less banking. So you see him carrying just a tick more speed onto the front straightaway towards the white flag as he'll take it around one more time. 626, Waylon Corpita is definitely closing on that top spot. Question is whether or not it's fast enough. He's Got better line coming out turn number 2, just a little shorter exit. You see him now within about 3 sled lengths down into turn number 3. And Alex Newman better be on the A game because here comes Corpita. Whalen looking down on the inside. Draws alongside. Little slip of the grip coming out turn number 4, and that may have cost him. So checkered flag comes out, and Alex Newman hangs on and picks up the win. Whalen's going to finish out second. Third will be the 99 of Levi Lurkey. So Newman coming back around here to the Ultimax Performance Belts winner circle as he picks up the win in Junior 1 Stock 5.